James Anderson is the Harvard professor, an atmospheric scientist famous for discovering the link between chlorofluorocarbons and the so-called hole in the Antarctic ozone. He said after a presentation in Chicago, quoted by Forbes on January 15, 2018, the famous atmospheric scientist James Anderson said, quote, "The chance there will be permanent ice in the Arctic after 2022 is essentially zero," end quote. Well, here we are, 2023. In other words, according to famous atmospheric scientist James Anderson at Harvard, this should be the year that we will have an ice-free Arctic Ocean. I pointed out several times the importance of an ice-free Arctic Ocean with respect to overheating of the planet. And years later, we have a paper in Geophysical Research Letters by Cristina Pistone, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, and two other scholars. It's called Radiative Heating of an Ice-Free Arctic Ocean. And in this paper, the authors indicate a 0.71 watts per meter squared increase as a result of the ice-free Arctic Ocean. That corresponds to about a little over 0.71 degrees C temperature increase. The paper in Geophysical Research Letters, which was published on July 10th, 2019, was followed by an editorial in Science about a year later, February 14th, 2020, the following year, several months later. And this is by Mark C. Urban, professor at the University of Connecticut. It's titled Life Without Ice. And in this article, he indicates, again, that an ice-free Arctic Ocean will cause very rapid rate of environmental change. So rapid, as I've indicated many times in this space, that it would almost certainly lead to the extinction of humans and probably all life on Earth. So that's the word, that's the bad news, is this is the year that we are almost certain to have an ice-free Arctic Ocean. Now, for the really good news, because I almost never present good news in this space, the 6-month ensemble forecast produced by the U.S. Naval Postgraduate School in Monterey, California, indicates that we will not have an ice-free Arctic Ocean this year. Yes, that's right. This is the best of all possible news. The 6-month ensemble forecast from the Naval Postgraduate School indicates that we will not have an ice-free Arctic Ocean. In fact, they predict out to 6 months in advance, and on Friday, whatever day Friday was, the 14th of April, they indicated that we will have about 5 million square kilometers of ice floating on the Arctic Ocean. Anything less than 1 million square kilometers of ice floating on the Arctic Ocean is said to correspond with an ice-free Arctic Ocean. So it seems that we're not even close to headed for this worst possible situation predicted by James Anderson, Jennifer McKinnon, two renowned professors, and also the details have been pointed out in Geophysical Research Letters, a peer-reviewed journal, and also in Science, one of the two leading peer-reviewed journals in the world. So none of that's happening. Again, these folks were incorrect in their predictions, and this is good news for all of us. I should point out that this is one of the most difficult elements to predict with respect to climate science, is when we will have an ice-free Arctic Ocean. I don't think we're far away from it based on research conducted by other people, including McKinnon and Anderson. But apparently it's not going to happen this year. That's fantastic. One more point. We produced half a dozen videos in this space called Means of Extinction, and then something else after the colon. It was during the production of these videos, these half a dozen videos indicating the means by which we can head to human extinction. It was during the production of these, when we were living in Florida, that we changed our approach with respect to comments in this space. I'm presenting great news today. Go out, celebrate, take yourself to dinner, take me to dinner, just because I'm giving the good news. presented by other people. Again, at the age of extinction, only love remains.